with me right now Lauren Hymen from Pepsico. It's good to have you here, Lauren.
Great to be here.
Would you mind just introducing yourself and your role, please?
Of course. So I'm Lauren Hymen, and I lead Digital Procurement for Pepsico.
Okay, and you've just been part of a fireside chat. Could you just summarise a couple of the things that were discussed?
So the fireside chat was about how digital transformation can bring business value. We talked a lot about people, but also the different technologies and what's important to have as a foundational element in your organization in order to make these transformations successful.
Okay, and in terms of the event overall, what do you think might be the benefits of bringing together people from the three disciplines, supply chain, procurement, and sustainability?
I love that this conference is bringing together multiple functions. One of the things being a part of a big organization like PepsiCo is you see these silos and how difficult it is to work across them. I actually think we're doing a good job from a digital transformation perspective, but I think you guys bringing together these three different groups, we're all working towards similar goals, and to have conferences like this that bring them all together, I think is truly inspirational.
Just an additional question. What kind of work is PepsiCo doing to link those three spaces?
Yeah, so I talked about this in the fireside chat, but we're actually bringing all of our strategy and transformation teams that support these functions under one umbrella, so we can leverage the intellectual firepower behind our IT and our data product owners, but support these individual functions. So as an example, I sit within the supply chain and ops space, and I support digital procurement, but I have peers in manufacturing and transportation, and so we actually think about the end-to-end supply chain, not just our silos.
How key do you think it is to going forward for businesses to have those internal links?
I think we've all made step changes within our individual functions, but if you really want to transform how we show up as a company, as a business, you can't just stick individually. Procurement can't just work with only their space. They need to think about how sourcing their raw materials affects us upstream in terms of our manufacturing process, and then downstream in our sales. It's of the utmost criticality.
And you were saying to me earlier that you saw the Women in Procurement panel.
Yes, it was excellent.
Excellent, I'm glad to hear that. Did you have some takeaways from that?
I did. So one of the things that I referenced in the fireside chat was Kathy's focus on trust, building trust, and how important that is. The one takeaway that I didn't mention is one of the topics was about don't underestimate an individual, challenge that status quo, think differently, challenge your assumptions. And I think this is very true when we talk about digital transformation. We can't just assume things will work and not work. We need to try, iterate, learn from those things. And I think that the way that they were talking about talent and people is really applicable just in general on how we do business.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you.